and welcome back to episode 9 of the Tabletop Tavern Campaign 2, Season 1, Eylas University, Freshman Year. That's a long title. I'm not going to do that again. My name is Jenny. I will be your Dungeon Master now and forever, so get used to it. With me today are my fabulous, beautiful, talented players, who I'm going to allow to introduce for themselves. We, of course, have the lovely Stacy leading us off.
Hi, my name is Stacy. I use she, her pronouns, and today I'm going to be playing Rosalie Motley.
Hi, I'm Pippin. I use they, them, and I'm playing Vesper Thornquill.
Hi, I'm Cam. I use they, them, and I'm playing Essie Hepper.
Hello, I am Vic. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Fleur Pharaoh.
I'm holding for Siren.
Is that me?
It might be. Sorry, I was on the set all day. I'm Doe. I play Ian Pharaoh and use she, her pronouns.
All right, and just like always, we are going to start off this episode with a little summary of what you missed or have simply forgotten from last episode on the Tabletop Tavern. Our heroes, such as they are, made their way back to the city of Eylas. On their way there, they discovered that the lovely Fleur Pharaoh was having some kind of strange allergic reaction to the displacer beast suckers that she had been exposed to. Everyone quickly hightailed it to the hospital, featuring some incredible driving by the one and only Essie, and then some less than stellar parking by the one and only Essie. While everyone waited for Fleur to be released. Fleur, she did not crash your car, I promise.
I was just gonna say, did Essie crash my car?
No, she just got distracted by a lot of bumper stickers. The rest of the party made their way to the local cafe run by the fabulous Harry and his daughter Harriet. And while there, they met Eugene Motley, parent of Rosalie Motley, prolific bard, and purveyor of some very good advice. When last we left off, everyone had gone back to the dorms, finally allowed to move back in, and Vesper, in a quest to get Fleur her very favorite crushed velvet jumpsuit, found something interesting on the floor. We pick back up not where we left off, but several weeks later. Midterms are coming up very quickly, and then shortly after them, finals. Our party is facing down the most terrifying beast they have yet. Freshman year of undergrad. Everyone, as I have told you before the session, we are going to be doing a little bit of a downtime session here. How I've asked my players to do is tell me what they're doing in these late weeks of fall leading up to midterms, and then we're going to go from there forward. I did roll a dice to determine the order we would be going in. Took a lot of rolls. I didn't actually have to roll them at all. That was all Cam. Thank you, Cam. And so the very first person we are going to check in with this downtime session is Vesper. Vesper, you have gotten back from your crazy first quest line. You found something a little bit odd in Cammy and Fleur's room. Did you pocket what you found?
I did.
All right, awesome. So you can go, if you haven't added that to your inventory, please do, because I will forget it's there if you don't.
Added.
So Vesper, things
Yes.
are kind of heating up academically. This is where you tend to shine. Do you want to tell us about maybe some of the stuff you're getting done in this downtime?
Sure. I think the place they feel most capable is at the library. So they probably spend a lot of time there. Just sort of studying in the way that they don't really need to because they know it. But at least for speech and debate, they do ask Helga for help to practice their speech with.
Hi, Vesper.
Hi.
I'm really glad you asked me to come help you with this. Do you have like a place you want to study, or something you want to start with?
I know you had a favorite place in the library.
I do, yeah. If you just want to follow me, sorry, I'm kind of nervous.
It's okay.
I've never really studied with someone like you before, so this is very new to me.
Can
yeah.
I help?
No. She kind of like leads you through the library around the large fountain towards the poetry section. All of the walls here are covered with these like rolling sliding shelves that have just like rows upon rows of poetry books. Quite a few are in Elvish, a few are in Sylvan. You see several in Gnomish, several in Halfling, Dwarvish, just all of the languages you could possibly think of, they have poetry in. And Helga kind of leads you over to a kind of shorter desk with some smaller chairs, sits down and goes, okay, what are we studying? I just kind of agreed to it. I didn't really see what you were talking about.
Well, we can go over whatever you'd like, but I just wanted someone to listen to my speech, basically. I've practiced it a lot, so I know it, but I also don't want to show it to the others because I don't think that would be very fun for me.
Oh, isn't part of speech and debate like talking in front of other people?
Oh, yeah, and that's perfectly fine. I'm confident in my argument. I just don't think I'm particularly amiable when it comes to debating.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me your speech and I'll tell you what I think.
I don't know. I don't have a speech, Jenny. Was there a topic? I don't know. You didn't give us a syllabus for these classes.
Jenny said, put your improv to work.
My character isn't like me at all.
You give a speech. Do you want to roll a performance check for me?
Happily. I don't know what I got. There we go. 11.
Okay, 11. You finish up your speech and Helga kind of smiles at you a little awkwardly.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate coming here. I just I didn't know that there were so many practical applications of pocket dimensions. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did it not feel thorough enough?
No, do you have like a time limit for this thing here?
I don't know. What's usual is like a 3-minute speech or something.
Yeah, 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, about 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, I just thought I would let you know that was 26 and 45 seconds.
Gotcha.
I mean, they were interesting
Thanks.
Tangents, but you definitely went on a lot of them.
I hold up from like behind my little like a stack of notebooks and stuff, a huge stack of index cards. And I'm just like, I just don't know what's less important than anything else.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to help you with that because this is a really interesting subject. I just I gotta go to the bathroom real fast, if that's okay.
Okay, of course. I'll be right here, figuring this out.
Yeah, okay. She like stands up, still kind of like making a weird face, and heads in the direction of the bathroom. And you presumably return to studying for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Right, awesome. You're flipping through your pages. Roll me a perception check.
Sure. 18.
Vesper's perceptive as fuck. I gotta start setting these DCs higher.
Perception's not my greatest thing. That was lucky.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
so you're like flipping through the pages of your book, sort of trying to figure out what you're gonna cut out of this speech. You've started to line up the index cards in front of you with like a red pen and this kind of speech and debate textbook, like flipping through about superfluous information. And as you do, you get the feeling that someone's looking at you.
I look around.
There is a girl. She appears to be a half-orc. She's probably 6.5 feet tall. Standing next to one of the poetry books, poetry bookshelves, not looking at anything. Arms crossed, leaning against the bookshelf and looking at you.
Hello. Can I help you find something?
Your speech was way too long.
Yeah, my friend said as much, but thank you. I appreciate the second opinion.
Yeah. I took that class last year. What do you think of the professor?
I like them well enough. I think they're good at what they do.
I mean, it's a cat with pants, right? Like it's a little weird. You can admit it's a little weird, right?
It is, but I've seen a couple of weird things in the last couple of weeks, so I don't mind it as much as I might once have minded it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw a girl cat once in a dress. That was fucked up. Why did we teach cats gender roles? You know, like that just seems weird to me.
It's really, it really is a shame. I think they have a lot more to teach us than the other way around in that respect.
Cats or like professors in general, or dresses, or gender roles.
All of them? I don't know. Depends on what you're looking to get, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want my study guide from that class?
Oh, sure. Thank you. That'd be most helpful.
Yeah, fair warning, I did get a B-, but my speech was 2 minutes and 45 seconds, so I feel like it could help you.
That sounds like it probably could. I appreciate it.
She swings like a beat-up backpack that's like duct taped to cover a bunch of holes, that just has a big patch in Orcish that you don't understand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Digs around in it and pulls out like a beat-up like folder with some kind of like weird rainbow monkey thing printed on the front. And she goes, "Ignore the folder. It was my younger sister's." And then
I understand. I do think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's better than buying a whole new one just because.
Yeah, thank you. It's Louisa Hank. She
Stop it.
she pulls out like several pieces of paper stapled together that like clearly have like coffee on them and stuff. And kind of almost she like walks up to you, almost tosses it at you and goes, "Okay, good luck with your very boring speech."
Thank you. I'm sorry you found it boring. I'll certainly try and make it more interesting and shorter.
I didn't think it was boring, but I think your friend did. So
I understand that too.
I feel like you got into the whole bag of holding thing and you didn't talk about like the function of the bag of devouring as a pocket dimension, and I just felt like you kind of neglected that. So that's something I would add in.
Oh, certainly. I thought that would have added even more time somehow. But I'm sure I can figure out a way to include it all.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. And if not, Stitches will just jump up and interrupt you. He's pretty good at that.
I'm sure I know he is.
Okay. Oh, and page 3 has my rules for how to trim down a speech. So good luck, kid. What's your name?
Vesper.
Cool.
Is there anything you'd like as thanks? I could mend your bag.
She rolls her eyes, laughs a little bit, and walks away and says, "Nice to meet you, Vesper."
Nice to meet you too.
As she walks away, Helga emerges from behind one of the bookshelves, drying her hands on her pants, and goes, "I'm so sorry. I kind of forgot that I have there's a set thing, and they sort of make all of us build it so that we don't have to have like a specific crew for that. So I gotta go."
No, of course. Good luck. I hope it's straightforward.
Oh, thank you, and good luck with your speech, Vesper.
Thank you. Have a good day, Helga.
Oh, you too, Vesper. And you shoot me another text if you ever want to hang out again.
I will.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Bye.
She kind of grabs her bag and heads out of the library.
I start perusing the handout, the guide, the study guide.
There's a lot of like good information in here. You definitely find that the sticky note on page 3 with the rules for cutting down speeches is the most helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it seems like whoever this person was who gave it to you is a little bit more blunt than you are.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are things like delete every second word, throw away the middle 16 index cards, realize simply no one finds you as interesting as you do,
Oh my god.
and finally, when in doubt, just talk really fast.
I copy them over into my notebook, so that I can return it with the Post-it. But yeah, I guess I start. I don't take out the second words, or at least that's not where I start. But I'll take out like some of the middle index cards, and I'll just like look at that and be like, I just kind of think to myself, I'm the only one who has to find it interesting. I'm the one who has to talk about it.
I love that. All right, Vesper, you get some studying done leading up to midterms. We're going to move on here to Stacy. Rosalie, you return to campus, get back into your room with Essie. It is once again an all day, every day sleepover with your best friend. And some new friends. Macbeth and Strahd settle very well into their new home. You lay out a dog bed in the middle of the floor. Well, you don't put it in the middle of the floor. Essie puts it underneath their bed, and Macbeth promptly drags it to the middle of the room. You discover that when Essie is out of the room, Macbeth likes to lie there and stare at the door, waiting for Essie to come back. Rosalie, Strahd, meanwhile, turns out to be a handful and a half, but you soon discover that she fits perfectly into your sort of little beaded side bag that you like to wear. And oftentimes you open the bag up and find her asleep on top of your favorite romance novel at any given moment. Currently, I believe you are reading a new series, correct?
Yes, very fire. It's for our book club.
So, Rosalie, is there anything specific you want to get done before midterms?
Before midterms, all of my plans include Essie, every single one of them, before, after, and during midterms. So,
Perfect. Essie, you're going to have to do some roleplay earlier than expected.
So I will probably want to study. I'll probably open the invite to Vesper, and potentially Ian, but it's more for Vesper and Essie because of practical casting. But it's also more of the fact I am packing my Sylvan One for Dummies and Sylvan 101 books, and I'll text a group chat to be like, study date at Harry's ?
Essie responds with like the emoji with 2 stars in its eyes.
Ian responds a small paragraph that says, "Oh, hell yeah, I need to get that drink again. Also, this place is so quiet. Also, I think Aspen misses Harry."
Ian's
I'll see you there.
texting all of this from the library, like, why is it so quiet here?
Is it like multiple messages?
Probably like message after message after message.
Every
Like,
sentence is a new one.
Like,
Yeah.
also sent. Why is it so quiet? Sent.
Yeah.
question mark.
I first answer Ian in the thread and just go, because it's a library, and then sure, just name the time.
Okay. How does I'm more of a night studier, so how does more of like 7:30 sound? ?
Okay, 7:30 call time.
Ian, LOL, thumbs up.
And yeah, can we be at the?
Yeah.
I would
So
assume
you-
Essie and Rosalie probably go together, being
Yeah.
roommates.
Yeah, Essie and Rosalie, you walk to the Eclipse, the Eclipse Cafe. It's kind of a long
Promenade.
walk. Yeah, but like it's not quite sunset when you start your walk, so it is like quite nice. It gets dark and Rosalie casts a little spell, and you have like a little safe orb of light drifting along next to you. Your dog, Macbeth, joins you, and Strahd presumably rides along with you, Rosalie, in your bag. Ian, you and Vesper get on your bike, Vesper in the sidecar with Aspen, and you on the actual seat. Did this go to the party group text or to the book club group text?
Party group text. I think I will specify though. It is for I'm studying for practical casting, and for anyone who wants to learn Sylvan.
So, Fleur, would you want to come, or do you think that you'd be like, not really?
I think Fleur would probably say, with peace and love, that sounds like hell, but I'll come for a hot chocolate.
Okay. Then Fleur can also probably join me and Essie because we're just right across.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleur walks with you all as well. It is like, it's one of those like last nice fall days, you know, when you can feel that chill in the air and you know winter is just around the corner.
Mhm.
But right now it is just crisp enough to be refreshing, but not so cold that you feel like you need to actually wear a jacket. You all walk along together. Macbeth seems just like very interested in you in general, and you
I love
realize that he's just like in perfect lockstep, halfway between you and Essie. Strahd, meanwhile, is again snoozing in your bag. Ian and Vesper pass by you on the motorcycle, and Ian slows down just enough to yell,
See you there.
I hate
Are
you,
there
Ian.
seatbelts in the sidecar?
absolutely there are.
Okay.
First of all,
Drive
you know that
safely.
Ian installed like a dog seatbelt in there, but there's also like a little person seatbelt.
Okay, good.
So you all arrive at Eclipse Cafe. Ian and Vesper, you get there first. The moment you walk in, Harry is out from behind the counter, picking Aspen up in his arms and cradling this giant dog like a little baby. Aspen is just making like happy, playful dog noises, wagging his tail. And Harriet, behind the counter, who appears to be doing some kind of homework, looks up and goes, "Oh, hi. You guys are Rosie's friends, right?" Well,
Good to
it's
see you again.
good to see you again. Hi. I'm gonna make your drink from last time if that's okay.
Oh my gosh, you
Yes,
read my
please.
mind.
Thank you.
Sounds so delicious.
Perfect. Who's the girl?
Hi,
The blonde girl.
I'm Fleur. I'm Ian's
sister.
twin. I was having an allergic reaction. A really bad one. It wasn't great.
And it wasn't a pineapple, weirdly enough.
Shockingly. Who knew, right, Ian?
Not me.
Hi, I'm Harriet. It's okay. I get allergic reactions when I eat onions and grapes. Not together, like individually.
Yeah, that I would definitely have had a few questions if you ate them together for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have like a drink order I can get started for you?
What is like, do you have hot chocolate?
Yes, we have hot chocolate.
I would love a hot chocolate.
Do you want like
doesn't
a
have hot
syrup in
chocolate?
there or something? I
Do
can
I
make
want
you
what?
something that like. Do you want like
If you
a
like
syrup
it
in
like
there?
mine, yeah.
Do you want like a surprise? Like I can make you kind of like a surprise hot chocolate. did it
I
for-
would love
Mine
a
is
surprise
with
hot
peppermint.
chocolate.
I don't know if you like that, Fleur.
I want
You
a
could try
surprise.
mine if you'd want it.
I want to try Vespers, but then I also want a surprise from you.
Okay.
Gotta
I
be
got it.
special, huh, Fleur?
Of course.
Essie and Rosalie and Fleur, when you all walk in, Harry immediately sets down Aspen to pick up Macbeth and just like holds Macbeth in the air like someone playing with a baby and just goes up and down as Macbeth like wags and barks at him. So you all want to get some studying done. You choose a table sort of in one of the corners by one of the large walls of books. There's like a little reading lamp hanging from the ceiling that casts everything with this beautiful yellow glow. And as night falls outside, you all get started on some studying. Is there anything you want to talk about while you're here?
I'm going to start correcting Essie's pronunciation. It's fertilium, not fertilia. It's a different word.
Fertilium. I'll be off book soon. I promise.
Okay. Can you say the sentence again? I'll say it in common, and then I need you to repeat it in Sylvan. Okay? And as she's saying this, Rosalie's just going to look at, kind of glance at Ian, who's probably studying. I'm like, he has golden eyes and a warm heart.
Essie's gonna reply back in probably very broken Sylvan. She stares into his golden eyes and wants his warm heart. And I maybe some mistranslation there.
Ian like leans forward for a second and he's like, you know what's weird? When I look at the pages, I have no idea what it says, but when you say it out loud, I feel like I understand everything. And then like awkwardly looks from Essie to Rosalie.
Fleur locks eyes with Ian.
He just mouths, you don't understand.
No.
No, I don't
brought-
understand Sylvan,
like-
Ian.
Oh.
What, Pip?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm probably like scribbling down what Rosalie says, but in more of a like trying to pattern find like the etymology of the words to understand where they come from, rather than whatever it is they're talking about.
Whatever
Doing,
that
like, the
is.
thing that like when you learn Latin from knowing Spanish, you're like, okay, so this kind of sounds like this. So you're like,
Yeah.
all right, I know Elvish, and this kind of sounds like this, so it might mean this. Like,
Yeah.
you are connecting some dots. They're maybe not connecting as quickly as other people, but you're having the time of your damned life. This is like a linguistics logic puzzle, and you are having a good time. You all sit there. Harriet brings around everyone's drinks. Most of you get what you got last time. Vesper, you still get a chamomile tea and a hot chocolate with peppermint.
Lovely.
Fleur, you get a hot chocolate. But first of all, on top, there is this just like giant mountain of what appears to be fresh whipped cream topped with like a caramel sauce.
Yep.
And as you take a sip, you realize that this is in fact a salted caramel hot chocolate.
Delicious. Divine. Fleur takes a sip and looks at Harriet. Says, this is the best hot chocolate I've ever had in my life. I want you to know that.
Thank you. And then she leans over to Rosalie and goes, Rosie,
Yeah.
your friend is really pretty. Do you think she told me where she shops?
You know, I think she would really like that. Don't tell her this, but I think she might be more lonely than she is right now.
Oh, so I should tell her that she's really pretty and I want to know where she shops?
Yeah, I think she'll really appreciate a shopping buddy right now more than ever.
Blonde girl, Fleur,
Hi.
I think you're really pretty and I want to know where you shop.
Oh gosh. And then Fleur just like starts listing off several stores. She's like,
And this girl who's about
Eternally
13
20.
years old is like writing it down on her paper
Yeah.
really quickly.
yeah.
You just say
Yeah.
eternally 20?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
See, Dad, her parents let her shop at Eternally 20. Yes, well, she is an adult and you are a 13-year-old girl.
It's okay. You'll be able to shop there. Like, it'll go faster than you believe.
Yeah,
I
our
mean-
parents didn't let her shop there either at first, so don't worry.
I put up a big stink. I definitely broke a few doors.
Okay, but if you ever have like hand-me-downs that you want to get rid of, if you bring them here, I will give you free drinks.
I will absolutely bring you any hand-me-downs I have, I promise.
And you realize that she's about
Harriet.
your height. And so just because you didn't get a description last time, this is a redheaded girl. Like probably thicker for her age, probably reminds Fleur a lot of like how she looked as a kid,
Yeah.
but also in that like really awkward stage of puberty where she has like a little bit of a unibrow,
Oh
little bit
yeah.
of like a mustache and just like thick hairy legs, but you can tell that this is a girl who's actually very confident in who she is.
Yes.
She's just a little bit awkward about talking to people she doesn't know.
Yeah.
And after she compliments you, she turns towards Macbeth and whistles, and Macbeth comes sprinting to her and leaps into her arms.
Oh.
As Rosalie is taking out vocab sheets for Vesper, like she has different things for each person because like they all want different things.
So
She kind of like looks at Fleur and she's like, you know, she never asked me for my hand-me-downs.
Rosalie, with,
Yeah,
with peace and love, I love you. You know that, right?
yeah.
You're like almost a whole foot taller than her and like way thinner.
But like, I have I think my sense of style is quite.
Your sense of style is fantastic and it suits you perfectly. I mean, your clothes literally wouldn't fit with peace and love.
Oh, okay.
and she says that with peace and love, by the way.
Yeah.
Just some
If it
fresh
wasn't
sibling
obvious.
It's with peace and love.
All right, peace and love. I guess that will be the next vocab word. Vesper. Here, I got some sheets. I want you to be able to underline the words. Maybe not underline the words you don't know in the book, but I'll give you some beginner vocab, and you can spot it in the book, and maybe
Okay.
that'll be your introduction to it. Maybe you can slowly break off the sentences. We'll start with the intro.
Okay. Happily. Like, this is my favorite kind of word search, the only one that matters.
So Vesper, you start to word search from the book that you found last time. If you want to give me a raw intelligence check, I'll let
Sure.
you know how that's going.
Oh,
21.
pop off.
This actually isn't too hard. You're doing your little like etymology thing as you look at this vocab sheet. You're sort of picking things out, but you're also writing next to the vocabulary words what the etymology of each word is, and you're
Yeah.
finding it's making each sentence, like, you don't quite have the operative verbs down,
Mhm.
but you are starting to make sense of each sentence. It's a little hard to differentiate between the tenses, but you're getting there. Nouns are like really helping you out. In fact, you now realize that the way to say with peace and love in Sylvan actually more directly translates to born in spring and summer, which you just find fascinating because it's such a cultural anthropology moment for you. You're
Mhm.
sitting there having the damn time. This is the best word search you've ever had.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And for you, Ian, we're going to be doing something very similar to what Essie's doing, except for I'm going to be talking to you in Sylvan, and I would like you to repeat it back to me in English, perhaps, and then we'll start getting down to the actual writing and reading with it. I just want to be able to see how far you know vocab-wise.
While
Yeah.
they're doing this, I want Fleur to just kind of lean back, and she sends one text to Cammie's phone. And it just says, I hope you're safe. I know you sent the 3, so you have your phone. Please text me anything if you're okay. Not expecting a response, but she sends it. Just as they're doing their thing.
Roll a D100.
Oh.
This is not what I expected.
Jenny's like, you sent a text message. Just kidding.
D100. 94.
You send that text, kind of flip your phone shut, sit it on the table, go back to sort of watching your friends teach each other Sylvan. You're occasionally chatting with Harriet, who sort of seems to like hover around you. She's asking a lot of questions about where you get your genes and how you learn to be a barbarian, stuff like that. And it almost doesn't register to you. There's sort of this like soft lo-fi jazz playing over the speakers, but your phone dings.
Fleur picks it up and checks it.
There is a new message on your phone from Cammy.
Fleur immediately reads it. She's freaking out. She
It's
didn't
not
expect
readable.
a response.
This
What
is
is
a
it?
blank text.
What? Like just a bubble?
It says that you've received a message. It says message received. There's nothing above it.
And this is the way that like old because
so
Fleur's
like-
got a razor
like-
flip phone, so
Like
it's not a
old
little
phones,
bubble. It's
do you
like
remember
a,
how you would
it
get like
looked
a
like
thing
an
that said
image.
like
It looked like an
message
email.
received?
Yeah.
It would occupy the whole. So it's like a white.
It would occupy the whole screen.
It's like a white screen. There's a little bar at the bottom that says message received with a little envelope symbol. And above it says from Cammy. There's nothing in the text of the message. This is something that, by the way, for those of you who are watching who are young enough, wasn't really feasible.
Yeah. You can't just send a blank text.
No.
Fleur goes, Cammy just texted me.
Like Cammy?
And Fleur turns her phone around to everyone. It's
There is
empty.
nothing on Fleur's screen. There's not a blank text. It's Fleur's screensaver. It's a picture of her, Ian, and Aspen. It seems to be very blurry and taken from a low angle.
And when I look at it, I can see it.
No, when you turn it back around, it's gone.
Are you sure, bud?
I am telling you that there was something there.
Can I roll a perception on Fleur
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
or an insight?
Anyone who wants to roll an insight can.
Sure.
22.
Essie,
24.
22.
21.
Okay, show
Okay,
out.
so
Okay.
all of you are watching Fleur. There is definitely no text message on her phone. You didn't hear a ding. In fact, you've all been pretty quiet at this point. You're working through like worksheets. Ian, at some point, Rosalie straight up gives you like a crossword puzzle in Sylvan, and you are having a really hard time with it. So you're all kind of quietly studying. Rosalie's got her new book open. She's reading it. And yeah, you didn't hear a ding or anything. Really, all you heard was Fleur and Harriet in conversation. Fleur, however, does seem convinced that she got a text. You don't think that she's fucking with you, anything like that.
I'm telling you it happened. It's gone now. I can't see it.
What did it say?
Nothing. It was blank. I texted, listen, okay, sometimes I'll send Cammy a text, because she had her phone on her, right? Like she sent me the other heart, the other 3. So like, I know she has her phone on her wherever she is. And so I texted her and I just said, hey, please let me know if you're okay anyway.
Can you send another one? Maybe it'll happen again.
Oh yeah, put it in the middle of the table. Let's see.
Maybe-
Fleur, I don't want to. Okay, yeah. And Fleur sends another message and says, Cammy, the text didn't stay. Does it bounce back?
It does not deliver.
Yeah.
Vesper, if you
Yeah.
want to roll an Arcana check, if anyone here is proficient in Arcana, you can roll an Arcana check.
Is this Fleur is about to be like, is this some sort of magic? Because I can't do this.
11.
Vesper, you're not quite sure what's going on, but you do know that that phones use what is essentially a limitless sending spell. This spell allows you to transcribe messages either in the version of like a graphic message, like a text, or in a sound-based message, like a phone call. From what you understand, so long as a sending stone is active, there is no way to disable this spell. They are permanently enchanted. It's not something that can be dispelled with dispel magic. As long as a phone is on
Mm-hmm.
and within a plane of existence, it will continue to receive messages, even when there is no one there to receive them. They are essentially, so a way to think of them in terms of D&D mechanics is that they are unlimited sending stones.
Yeah.
So do you say all of that to Fleur?
Yes, I do.
Fleur kind of
And-
goes, does that mean that someone just turned Cammy's phone off?
So
Yeah.
Vesper, basically what this means is that even when a phone is off in this world,
It still
a message will
delivers?
It still-
continue to
yeah.
deliver.
Which is, I like just like gears turning. right? Since talking with Huck, I was able to get the locate object spell. Have I seen Cammy's phone? It's up close within 30 feet at least once. We were sitting together at that first dinner in the dining hall.
You were. All right, I'm going to say roll a D100. If you get above a 10, you're good.
Okay.
So there is a 9 out of 10 chance that this works.
Screaming, crying.
45.
Yeah. Bless up.
That said, it is within 1,000 feet. So if it doesn't work, understandable.
Yeah.
But it's within 1,000 feet extraplanarly.
Okay, within 1,000 feet extraplanarly. Interesting.
That's what you told me.
Yeah. I'm just
I'm like shitting bricks over here. I don't know what's happening.
I'm loving seeing this
Vesper, you cast this spell.
Mm-hmm.
Cammy's phone is not within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay.
However, if I remember correctly, you learned the version of this spell that is applied to microchips and creatures, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need you to roll an Arcana check.
Oh my god.
We're going to call this a DC 25 to get very specific information,
No.
a DC 15 to get vague information.
Great. That's another 11.
Can I give the help action?
I don't think you'd be able to. You'd have no context.
Someone
for
who
this.
can cast spells can give a help action. Alternatively,
Can I use my inspiration?
I was gonna say, if you have
Yeah.
inspiration, that would be a better way to do it. Yeah.
I use my inspiration. Give me a moment.
Bless you. Bless you, Vesper.
Damn, you good, friend.
For my roommate. Oh no!
How? That is an 8. I have +7 to Arcana.
That is a critical fail, actually, folks.
I know, but
It's not meant to be, team.
not meant to be.
You
That is
can't.
so painful.
What you do know is that if Cammy is on this plane, she is very, 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 very far away from you. And if she is not on this plane, she is not within 1,000 feet.
Mm-hmm. Great. I tell Fleur this, and I go, I'm so sorry that's about
No,
as
it's
much as
fine.
I can get.
Vesper, I didn't even think anything would
I'm
happen
so
when I
upset.
sent that text. I didn't think anything would happen.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of freaked out that it did, but I don't understand why it didn't deliver. And then Fleur kind of just like, she keeps like looking through her phone and like all of her texts, trying to find the one that was there, probably to no avail, but she's like doing that thing.
Yeah.
All right, Rosalie.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say but if you'd like to move on, I was gonna show Fleur the photo if I haven't already.
Oh, you can do that now.
I imagine I might have like already done it, but in case you wanted to.
No, you can do it
to do
now.
it on screen.
Absolutely.
Sure. I go, I sort of forgot in the chaos of it all, but when I went to find your stuff, I also found this.
I appreciate that so much. And Fleur takes it.
It was
And
the only
it's-
thing left on Cammy's side of the room.
They took everything?
You've been in the room, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was this was under like tucked behind a bedpost. They must have missed it, but I figured
so
someone should have it.
It's a young Cammy and a young
No.
person, right?
So it's Cammy, as old as she is now,
Okay.
Mhm.
smiling with a little elf girl who looks to be between like human equivalent of 3 to 5 years old.
Do I recognize
You do
the
not.
person?
You can roll an insight check to
See if
try
Cammy
to-
talked about it?
or see what you notice about this person.
Okay.
But you do not recognize.
I'm gonna roll insight then.
Previously, you mentioned this is not a character. Dark eyes.
Wait.
I got a 21.
This person has kind of hazel brown eyes set above, even for a kid, like dark shadows under their eyes, kind of naturally
Okay.
sunken eyes, a thin face, very elven, and kind of mousy brown thin hair that's pulled into two lopsided pigtails. She's grinning. She's missing a tooth. And on a 21, she reminds you very much of someone that you know.
Is it Essie or Garrett's girlfriend?
It's Essie.
Okay.
She
So-
looks like a tiny version of Essie.
Fleur
Much
gasps.
happier,
Yeah.
blushing. Skin is a little bit more tan from the sun. Freckles all over her face, and obviously much younger.
Fleur goes and flips the picture over to Essie and goes, "That looks like you."
I thought it looked familiar.
I'm assuming Essie immediately knows.
Oh yeah, Essie, this is your half sister.
That's my sister.
What?
That's my sister. I mean, half sister, but yeah. That's
Your
my
half sister knows Cammy?
I didn't know that she did, but I mean, I don't really see my dad that often. What? Essie wants to look a little closer. Is there anything in the background of that photo I would recognize? Maybe.
Absolutely. Roll an insight check just to see how recently you would have had the context for this image.
Oh, that's a critical fail. That's a
Can I give help?
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
Can I use my inspiration?
yeah, I'd say use your inspiration. I don't think that Fleur can help because she's never seen this place before.
Oh, true. My favorite
19.
question is going to be, can I ask to help?
I'm going to start just saying no every time.
19.
You got a
Okay.
19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on a 19, it's been a long time since you went to your dad's house. However, you were there when your half-sister was about 1 year old, when you came to meet her for the first time. And you recognize the wood floor and the white walls in the background immediately. This is your father's home. You can see some toys on the floor. You actually recognize a teddy bear that you brought with you, that you'd bought with your very own money, that you'd earned at your after school job, lying on the floor in the background, looking very well loved.
Essie is going to step out for a moment and just say, I'm sorry, I need a minute. Give me 1 second. And this is a long shot. I know it's like email on those flip phones wasn't like super duper common. It costs money to like have on there. But I do have my dad's email from the beginning with the drawing from my sister, right? I want to see if in any of my dad's
yeah,
brief
and
email
I will let
exchange-
you use. Sorry, can you repeat that? You froze
sorry.
for me.
Oh, okay. I want to see if I can look through my emails with my dad, like in private, and see if he ever mentioned anything about what I know from Cammy, like her family or her or anything along those lines.
Roll a insight check, DC 5, because you actually got this information last session, but it was very quick, so I'm not sure if you grabbed it.
18.
So you last time you were at this coffee shop, actually, your mother called you. And she had informed you that she would not be available during Harvest Festival. So she had spoken to your father.
Mm-hmm.
Your father had said that he would be unable to host you for Harvest Festival because he couldn't get a hold of the nanny.
Essie composes herself. I'm assuming she stepped away enough. And
Yeah, you're outside, and outside, Harry is like 50 feet away from you smoking a cigarette and just like waves at you with like the cigarette hanging out of the corner of her mouth and is like, "Hey kiddo, you good?
Yeah.
Cool."
Hi, Harry. I might be back out here, depending. Comes back inside and goes to Fleur and says, "I'm sorry.
It's fine. Don't apologize. You're good.
I think my dad mentioned not being able to get a hold of the nanny for my sister.
That's a bummer.
Ian,
I think
it's Cammy.
I wouldn't have mentioned that. Amy the nanny.
That's very. How long has your dad? Okay, I'm probably asking a lot of questions. I'm really sorry. Has your dad mentioned the nanny before?
I mean, briefly to my mom, but I looked through our emails and stuff, and he didn't mention it directly to me.
Okay.
Are
Well,
you sure?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a whole lot of emails to go through.
Yeah, there were like 6 emails, and 2 of them were from like 3+ years ago.
No.
so Essie, I know this might be asking a lot. Do you think you could talk to your dad about it?
I mean, I could, technically, but I don't. You're really worried about her, right?
Freaking out, to be honest.
And it's her safety,
Yes,
and it's important.
it's very important. I will hold your hand through it if you want. Like literally. I don't know if that would help. Sometimes it helps, Ian.
I can impersonate you.
Don't let him do
Hold
that.
on.
Actually, don't
No.
don't let him do that. Here's he gonna try.
Center stage. Lights, camera, action.
That's for film.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
So you all continue with your studying. Rosalie, so I'm going to let Essie mull that over for a little bit.
Yeah.
That might be something that Essie wants to do with some of their time. Rosalie, is there anything else you wanted to do while you were here with your friends, or are you good?
Nope. Besides, I think the only other thing was I did have on my list prior to last session, invite Essie to the Harvest Festival, home for the Harvest Festival, but I believe that was already done. But is Rosalie aware of that?
Eugene invited them, but she said that they wouldn't be comfortable with coming unless you were okay with it.
Okay. And so, yeah, Rosalie's just gonna bring it up, and she'll just be like, "All right, Essie. I think we're about done for today, but there's one last one that I think it's going to be kind of challenging, but I think maybe you guys will be able to translate it together." And she's going to say, I'm going to say it in Sylvan, and you want to see if you can translate it back? Okay.
Yeah.
And Rosalie's going to say in Sylvan, want to come over or sleep over or follow to for the holidays.
Essie will repeat it back, like not really registering what it is, and then like take a moment. Oh my gosh, Rosalie! I would love to. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to something at Harry's with your dad. But like, you know, I know that's not going to be all week, so I'd love to.
Okay. I just, I don't know what's everything that's going on, but I just feel like it would be more fun, and I'm to have you there. So,
Can I bring Macbeth? Is that okay?
oh yeah, that's fine. But we might need to put like a little doggy door between like Dracula and Macbeth, just until they get used to each other.
That's fair.
So you all finish up your studying. You've got some proficiency in Sylvan now. I would say that off of that, I will let you roll a d4 if you hear Sylvan, and on a 1, you understand. Vesper, I'm going to say with that 21, Actually, you get a 1 or a 2. Essie, you get a 1 or a 2. Ian, you will always understand it, but on a 1, you can read it.
Nice.
So now we are going to move on to the next person I have on this list. I gotta remind myself. You all kind of wrap up studying. You've spent the week doing a lot of things. Vic, what is Fleur doing in the gear up to midterms?
Yeah, so Fleur is really struggling with what happened. She feels like there was no winning that night. If she had gone with Cammy, then she wouldn't have been there to protect Ian and her friends. But because she didn't go with Cammy got taken. And Fleur's whole thing is that she wants to protect the people that she loves. So she feels like a failure. So she throws herself into her studies. So every spare minute she's doing lacrosse, she's doing her practicing, like she's practicing sparring and all of those things that she's naturally good at. And then she texts Vesper and says, hey, I want to study some history and battle strategy. I feel like the two things cross over kind of because like history had battles.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that would help me. So do you want to study together?
Absolutely, I would. I'm
Sick.
happy to. Just tell me.
I'll be over in
when
5
and where.
minutes.
Great.
Vesper, 5 minutes later, there is a knock on your door.
I open it up.
Hello.
Yeah, Fleur
Ian
stands in the doorway in a pair of flare pants. Ian is actually walking Vesper. Not Vesper,
Aspen?
Aspen. This is hard for me.
It's actually Aspen that opened the door.
Interesting.
So you're walking Aspen around campus right now.
Yeah. Do
Great.
you want to study here, library? What are you comfy with?
Up to you. I'm perfectly fine anywhere.
Sick. And like Fleur jumps on her brother's bed.
Great. I'll sit
A
at my-
puff
I'll
of
sit
like
at my
fur
desk.
pops up.
Yeah. Fleur goes, yeah, so like, I've been practicing all the time and like doing lacrosse and like all that normal stuff. But then I was like, we have history and then I also have battle strategy.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's probably smart for me to learn battle strategy because we're in battles all the time. And also I figured that they would go together. So I thought we could study and you could help me because you're super smart.
I'm sure. I'm happy to try to help however I can. Is there any chance, like, is there anything we sort of talked about in history class that might have related or that I might have asked Marius, it's Professor Steele, Professor Copper as a fighter?
Roll a history check.
Both of us
Sorry,
are
he has
just
a lot of names. now.
Just Vesper. Fleur, you've made it pretty clear you're clueless. We're gonna let Vesper roll this one.
I got a 10.
Can I give the help this time and be like, what
Yes,
about that
yes.
one battle that we were
You
talking
have a
about
copy of the
last?"
textbook too, and like
Okay.
you gotta like Fleur, you did that thing where you went to the bookstore and found the used copy that had the most notes in it that you could
Right.
find.
Yes.
21.
All right, Vesper, you kind of compare your textbooks. Someone has written a lot in Fleur's margins, and about half are nonsense, but the other half are really helpful.
Nice.
Great.
And yeah, you're able to like dissect a few strategies about positioning on the battlefield, especially for like small adventuring parties, and how that compares with like historic attacks in major wars, especially in the history of the Second Great War.
Right.
You kind of discover that there weren't that many coordinated attacks in the beginning of the Great War until after the fire of Eylas Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the fighting intensified severely, and that's where you see like the casualties peak.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, sure. Can we say I start taking like grid or dotted paper and I'm just like putting them up and visualizing the movements for Fleur.
Absolutely. You are demonstrating
Color
like,
coded and everything.
a classic.
Fleur's
paper
really
movement.
fascinated by this. This is really interesting for her because like she loves fighting and she does want to be better at it strategically.
However, you hit a point where you're not able to really
Oh, yeah.
supply
Glassy
a
eyes.
lot of information in a way that seems to click with her.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll a quick insight check, Vesper? I will set this at a DC 7.
Great.
So Fleur doesn't take her inspiration from Leon.
I'm
What
rolling
did you
so
get?
poorly.
You rolled a 7?
Yeah.
Okay, Vesper, you are watching Fleur's eyes glaze over, and you're getting a little bored too, not because you don't
Mhm.
enjoy lecturing, but you enjoy lecturing when the other party's engaged and asking
Mhm.
questions. It's part of what makes your relationship with Ian so good, is that he just like asks follow-up questions, and half the time they don't make any sense, but like he is engaging with what you're
Yeah.
saying. You're noticing that Fleur's having a hard time, even with the visuals. After a while, she starts like twirling her
Mhm.
battle axe around over her head in a way that makes you think she might break things.
Mhm.
And your eyes slide past her to your bookshelf.
Mhm.
On your bookshelf, you see a beat up copy of the Player's Guide to Fungens and Fraggins. And you flash back to a section that has to do with the application of historical battle tactics to the table.
Yeah.
And you realize, as you look
Oh
at
my
that
God.
book, that the very first drop-in meeting of Fungens and Fraggins starts in 30 minutes in the student center.
I pull it out, and I try to convince Fleur that this is going to be the best way for her to enjoy this and learn and have fun.
Roll
Fleur
a
goes.
persuasion check. And Fleur, you're going to roll an insight with disadvantage.
Okay.
Ian's gonna be so pissed. that he
Oh, I don't
misses
even know
this.
if there's a point.
22.
Did you get below a 22, Fleur?
Yeah, I accidentally rolled 3 times. I got a 14, a 10, and a 5.
Fleur, Vesper has you convinced. You're not really sure
Oh, yeah.
what this is, but
What
it
am I
sounds
doing?
like
I
it'll
don't
get
know.
you an A.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Great.
He goes, all right.
I guess we walk over.
You head to the Fungens and Fraggins Club.
Do we see Ian on our way there?
You see Ian across the quad. You could probably get his attention by yelling if you wanted to.
Fleur yells. But only just to be like, Ian, what's up? You're lame. Love you.
Where are you going?
It's called like Fungens and Fraggins or something. It's supposed to help me with battle strategy. You'd be bored as hell. I'll text you how it was later. Peace and
All
love.
you hear is Ian cracking up across the quad.
What's so funny? What's so fun? I'll fight
He just
you.
dramatically like waves at you like goodbye.
Goodbye.
Great.
Fleur's screaming across the quad.
So both of you head down the stairs once you get into the student center into the basement. Now, this is one of those like college basements where they have put in those like sunken windows.
Mhm.
And you find your way to a meeting room, on the door of which is a paper sign handwritten that says Fungens and Fraggins meeting at 6.
Great. We walk in.
You push
Yeah.
open the door, and sitting at the table in the middle of the room are 2 people. The first is the handsome elf that our dear friend Vesper described as, I think,
Very
for
gender.
lack of a better descriptor, very gender.
Elf? Oh, okay.
Was it an ASMR?
It was an ASMR.
It was an ASMR. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was like, they definitely weren't human.
No, they weren't, but they were very gender.
Abwin smiles at you. Abwin smiles at you and goes, "You made it.
I did. And
And
I
you
brought a
bought-
friend.
You brought a friend. Thank you.
Hi.
I brought a friend too. Oh, hello. What's your name?"
I'm Fleur. What's yours?
Very nice to meet you, Fleur. My name is Albwin Aguaforn, but you can call me Albie if you want.
Sounds good to me.
I love that.
And this is my friend Luna. And seated next to Albie, like holding a copy of the player's guide, kind of flipping through it with a bored look on her face,
Mhm.
is a half orc woman. She's got sort of her hair shaved at the sides, a long braid down her back, a like rolled up t-shirt, and a pair of jeans, a pair of like, we're going to call them leads in this universe, kind of slide on lace up shoes.
Mhm.
And Vesper, this time she has something you did not see before, which is a pair of like reading glasses perched on her nose. She looks up and she goes, Vesper. Vesper's friend.
Fleur.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, Fleur.
You too.
Are you in?
Thank.
Do I TA your barbarian class?
Oh my god, you do.
Nice.
Nice. I can take the chance to give back the study guide. So I say thank you so much for this. It was very helpful. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I honestly didn't expect this back, but
Oh,
because
it
I
was
already
helpful
took it.
right, but maybe someone
Yeah.
else might need it.
For sure, definitely. She like kind of
That's
just like
just
shoves
Vesper.
it back into her backpack and goes, "So, have either of you played this before?"
No, I learned about it 5 minutes ago.
And
Cool.
I have
What about you,
read the
Vesper?
rule book several times, but I have not yet played.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that they have like clear set out rules, but part of it is
I love it.
imagination, you know,
Yeah.
like yeah. Fleur, it's super easy. You just choose a combat class and then
Okay,
you
sick.
do a build. And today I think we're just running like what combat looks like. So
That's exactly what I wanted, actually.
We were studying battle strategy, and it seemed we might need something more engaging.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've graded your quizzes, I know.
Hey, I'm good at swinging the axe. I'm
No, I know you are
studying.
very good at swinging the axe. I just
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm kind of brutally honest. I have a hard
It's all
time
good.
reading when I shouldn't be. I just kind of feel like honesty is the best policy, and
It's
preserving
cool.
people's feelings and for the sake of it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily my vibe, but
Well,
to each their own.
it's hard to predict what's going to hurt someone's feelings because I say
that's true.
things that I feel like I would be fine with having said to me, and then it's a little bit hard to. But like, I get it.
I'm not offended.
Yeah.
I'm not offended. Don't worry.
Okay. Albie is watching this whole exchange very interested, and then like occasionally peering down at you, Vesper.
I lean in and like in a mock whisper, like behind a hand, I go, "That's what detect thoughts is for."
Albie looks up at you and is like, and Luna looks at you, narrows her eyes, and goes, I know 3 spells, and 2 of them are just different ways to hit things with a hammer. The third one
There's
is
a spell
message.
for that?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm sorry. Sarcasm is hard for me too.
I understand. The dots of they're connecting.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like before I enter into every social conversation, I wish that someone would just like hand me a list of things that they don't want me to bring up, or like, and it would just make the whole thing a lot easier, you know?
It really would.
Yeah. Anyways, do you need dice, Fleur?
Yeah.
She reaches into her bag, pulls out like what looks to be like a sealed plastic bag just full of like varying sizes, shapes, and colors of dice. She pulls out like a handful, kind of picks through them and hands them to you. They are all like a deep, sparkly blue.
Ooh. Oh, these are pretty.
Thank you.
I
I
make
make
them.
them.
You make them?
Yeah.
That's
That's
really
so cool.
cool.
That's super cool.
Albie is again just like watching this whole conversation, grinning, and they go, "She's pretty cool, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Yeah, she's my roommate.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she set me up with my girlfriend. Luna's like,
Matchmaking queen.
no, I got into an argument with the girl who became my
Oh.
girlfriend, and then Albie had to come over and break it up, and then they flirted with her for like 2 hours, and I went outside and read a book.
I
Yeah,
would be the
I
one
do-
flirting. Albie, I'd be the one flirting. I'm with you.
Albie gives you like a little wink.
I have to do that before, like in the 10 minutes before every history class, and I look at Fleur.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, but also not sorry.
Albie looks between all of you and goes, okay, so the rules.
Yes.
You can have my copy of the rule book. I don't actually need it. I do have
Thank
it all
you.
memorized, so that's for you. I have circled some of my favorite stuff. So just gold pen. You see the gold pen? That's where you should go because those are
Okay.
the easiest ones.
Okay.
We're going to start with a basic formation on the board. Just choose like a mini that really speaks to you and we'll go from there, okay? And you all sort of choose minis.
No,
You roll a couple dice. A few hours pass. You definitely do see some like battle strategies come to life. You realize that Luna seems to be really into applying like historical battle strategies to this game. And even if this game doesn't have any magic in it, still seems to be able to replicate effects of tactical movements.
Nice.
The session starts to wind down. Albie pulls out a like pack of packaged snacks and gives each of you like a packaged snack cake with a little post-it note on it with their number that's like, okay, so just text me. Oh, okay, so just text me with your name, your number, whatever, and I'll get like a group text going and we can do this again. And Luna's like,
Yeah.
Luna, meanwhile, has taken the mini and is like looking at it and is like, this armor is very unrealistic. Yes, I will join the group text.
Mhm.
I so in Vesper, do you want to do this again?
Absolutely, I do.
Hell
and
yeah.
Thank you for inviting. I'm glad I came to your stand.
Oh, well, I'm glad you came too, Vesper. I know I seem very confident, but I only like picked up this group this year after the last leader kind of graduated, and we've been looking for new people to join. So thank you for coming.
Of course.
Fleur hands back the dice to Luna and says, thanks for lending these to me. I guess I'll see you next session. But if you've got any tips or tricks for me for, I don't know, what's coming, let me know.
You can keep the dice, and
Thank you.
you close your eyes when you swing your axe, and it decreases your accuracy.
Okay.
You just need to like not be. Sometimes you're gonna get blood in your eyes, and it's just how it is.
I got to come to terms with that. Yeah, that's a really good point.
You can also wear goggles. We had
That's
a girl
not-
last year who would wear
no.
sport goggles.
I got to say, I'm not going to do that. Imagine a band around my hair. It simply wouldn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just accessibility
option.
is important in adventure.
I get it.
So yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So keep your eyes open.
Okay.
And if you want to spar sometime, I could give you a reduced price on tutoring because I don't have a lot of friends. And
Cool.
she like stands up, pats Albie on the head and goes, "It was good to see you again, Vesper."
You too. Thank you again.
Of course. I like your t-shirt. And she like walks out of the room. And Albie goes, "So Fleur,
Yes.
I think my friend thinks your short friend is very cute."
Albie, I was thinking the same thing.
She doesn't say anything to anyone except
And-
for you, and she thought that you might pay her.
Right, which is fair. And also she's my TA, so she had already spoken to me before, albeit briefly.
Yes.
We spoke to her in the library before.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why.
And Fleur looks at Albie.
What was she doing in the Oh. She has to get tutoring.
For
Oh,
actually, you don't have to answer that. That's if she wanted to tell me, she'd tell
taking
me.
an introduction to casting courses, and she's
Good
having
for
a really
her.
hard time. And I tried to help her, but then sorcerer is going to sorcerer, and she threw something at my head. So
well, I'm sure when we get the group chat or something, I'm happy to offer. I did ask if there was anything I could do to help her because she gave me her study guide, but she left before really answering my question.
they lean forward and like reach out their hands and gently set them on your hands. And you look into their eyes and they like shine with like the cosmos and the universe as they look deep into your soul and say, "Sometimes, Vesper, people hate asking for help. And also, I love her. She's kind of a bitch." And they let go of her hands and go, "Okay, So I will see you all next week. I will text everyone, see what day works for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know, okay?
Thank
Well,
you.
Thank
It was
you. Thank you
wonderful
so
to meet
much.
you, Fleur. Vesper,
Yeah,
it
you
was wonderful to re-meet you. I love your little hat, by the way. Not
Thank
my
you.
gender, but definitely a gender that I just wanted to let you know that I see and I respect.
I've gotten
you.
I've also gotten very into cravats recently.
Cravats.
Goodbye. I'm leaving.
Cam knows what I'm talking about.
They look at you for a moment, take the rest of the snack cakes, put them in their bag, and go, interesting. I'll see you the next week. And
Great.
just like very elegantly step through the wall and appear on the other side of the wall. You recognize that they've cast Misty Step.
Yeah.
God, that's so cool.
Very cool. They look much cooler doing that than I do.
No, you look pretty cool.
Everyone being obsessed with Vesper.
I love it.
Vesper's a babe magnet.
I love it.
Listen, I was like, you think Fleur's gonna have the only love triangle? Absolutely not. Everybody wants a piece of Vesper.
Yes.
Luna,
Let's count 'em.
TBH, Huck.
Helga, Huck, Luna.
I love it. I love it. I
That's
love
great.
it.
Probably
Thank you so
Ian
much.
a little bit. He's obsessed with his Ruby.
Vesper's like tutoring sessions are all full because they're all just
Yeah.
like, I need some tutoring.
A la
Professor
Chidianagonia just
Vesper.
with the chalkboard.
Oh my god, that is your energy. That
That
is
is
I love
Vesper's
that.
energy.
So you guys wrap up your game of Fungeons and Fragons. Next up in the lineup for downtime activities is Cam. Cam, is there anything Essie is doing?
So I think probably Essie takes some time training Macbeth, but we don't necessarily have to roleplay that out.
Okay, if you want to just give me an animal handling check.
Yeah.
And
I
if you
figured
get
it was
Ian
just
to
a quick
help
roll.
you have have it with advantage.
Ian, wanna
I am
help me?
happy to help you. Because that may or may not have been on Ian's list too.
There you go.
Oh.
Slightly different, but
Okay.
Not
Okay,
great.
The first one was a 6. The second was a 21.
Okay, with the 21, Macbeth will now still doesn't like attack on command. Like you tried to get him to train with Aspen a little bit, and he was just like they would just play and not listen to you. Like you couldn't get them to play fight on command, which kind of makes you think that you're not going to be able to command like an attack action in battle mechanically. However, you have discovered that using a series of commands analogous to come, sit, and stay, aside from come, sit, and stay, you can get Macbeth to blink forward, blink backwards, and take a dodge action.
Can I please make those commands upstage left, upstage right, downstage left?
Absolutely.
and find your light will be the dodge option.
Goodbye.
Perfect. Yep.
Find
just
your
picturing-
light. That just took me back a decade. That took me back a decade to people saying that to me.
I'm
Goodbye.
watching Pippin go, God, I said that to someone 3 weeks ago.
Oh my god, beautiful.
I just picture Macbeth and Aspen like blinking at the same time, and then Macbeth keeps going, and Aspen's just like,
Okay.
But
That's
that's
it.
the thing is that Aspen gets like 500 feet away, and then Macbeth just blinks there periodically in intervals of 30 feet. So you definitely train Macbeth, and you see some real development there. What else do you do, Essie?
I also would like to go to Stitch's office hours, if I can. Specifically for I'm in 3 of his classes, so kind of everything, but also I have some non-class related stuff to pick his brain about.
Absolutely. So you go to Stitch's office hours. The door is closed, but there is a sign on it that just says, "Please knock."
Sound effect.
Come in. I can't open the door. I have little paws and no thumbs.
Hi.
You open the door and you see a regular sized desk with a regular sized chair behind it. And on the desk, someone has placed a cat bed in which Stitches is like half asleep with his little tail over his nose, and he's looking at you like, eyes narrowed.
Hi, Professor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you from your cat nap. Sorry, I don't know if that's appropriate to say.
Sometimes the funniest jokes are not appropriate, but you have to make sure that they don't further any kind of harm that's done to a community.
Noted. I was just hoping to get a little bit of tutoring in introduction to artistry, speech and debate, and maybe creative writing as well. I've been speaking with Dr. Motley, the author.
Dr. Eugene Motley?
Yeah, he's my roommate's dad.
He's something of a pretentious prick, but he is very well versed. They
I
use
won't
a
let
lot
him
of
know you said that.
superfluous language. There's a lot of allegory and metaphor that's really unnecessary. I haven't noticed his daughter do it at all, though, so that's impressive.
Oh, yeah. Rosalie is quite to the point, and they definitely do. They're a bit poetic.
A bit poetic. That's kind of an understatement, but whatever. Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you. You want tutoring? Have you talked to the tutoring department?
Well, I did speak a little bit with Rosalie regarding like learning Sylvan and stuff, but I actually I've been writing stuff down, and autobiography, but really at this point it's more of a diary. And I know that the midterms are coming up, and then the final, and I was hoping you could read a little bit.
Stitches stands up onto 4 legs, stretches, arching his back, and then stands up onto 2 legs, crosses his arm, and goes,
Yeah, I'll read it. What do you have? How long is it? Is it hard? Did you use a lot of words? You know my rule, cut out every second word.
I know. I tried to use them sparingly. It was tough at first. I will not lie. The beginning is very flowery, but I think it'll work well. I tried to write it like it was meant to be spoken, like it was a conversation.
Okay, I like that writing style. It's a little bit more like a stream of consciousness, but there is a degree of editing that you don't get in stream of consciousness, because when we speak, right, we don't say everything that we're thinking, or else, I would be talking to you and being like, catnip. My neighbor Susie's cat is in heat, and it's very distracting. Sorry, what's going on?
Sorry, I wasn't expecting to hear about your love life.
Oh, she's too interested. She's too interested in the tomcat down the block. Something about something.
Yeah, I get
My lifespan is longer, but he's got some stuff that I don't have going on, if you catch my drift.
I don't, but I have a feeling I shouldn't.
Okay, just tell me about your
Yeah. Well, part of it was actually a question about what you knew about my dad.
Abner Juniper?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, I haven't seen him a lot, but I've been writing about him a lot, and my mom and my friends, and when I'm talking about writing like I'm having a conversation, it's really it's like a scene that never happened, but I wanted it to.
Okay.
And I mean, you know my dad better than I do. So I wanted to see if it's accurate to him.
Stitches uncrosses their arms and kind of like makes grabby paws at the book. He kind of flops it onto the desk and then gets down on all fours and begins to read it with his little nose touching the paper, skimming along. And You watch as he flips through the pages, and then he shuts the book and sits on it, looking up at you.
Miss Hepburn.
Yeah. I'm a little scared of what you're gonna say because I know that the first day of class I didn't exactly give the best impression.
Sit down.
You sit down, and he looks at you, and there's something very strange about this creature because he is a cat. This is very much just a house cat that somebody cast some kind of spell on that he cannot get rid of. Everything about him is very animalian. There's not a lot of humanity behind his eyes usually. When you see him, he watches you with the judgmental gaze of a predator that 10,000 years ago would have eaten you whole. But as you look at his eyes, you see that maybe that magic did give him a spark of understanding for the human, or in this case, the elven experience.
Stories ultimately aren't about telling them to someone else. They're about telling them to you. So it doesn't matter if that's what your dad would say, because this isn't a story for someone who knows your dad. It's a story for someone who doesn't, right? It's a story for you. So I think it's beautiful. Sorry, the professor next door is an awakened dog, and he makes my life a lot harder.
I have heard
Paladin
you
professor.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get too lost in the wish fulfillment,
Mm.
I appreciate you taking time to read my stuff. I know that it
Miss Hepburn, don't be asked by whether or not you get lost in the wish fulfillment. Part of imagination is being able to see things that don't happen for what they could be. So,
And he kind of sighs and moves into sort of a jump position and goes,
may I?
he jumps into your lap and kind of like curls up and looks up at you with kind of big, round, green eyes and goes,
You are smart and talented. I know I've said this before, but you are far more talented than your mother ever was at your age, even sober. And your father is a very smart and talented man, but he's a good director. He's a good producer. He is a terrible father. You seem to be an okay kid, Essie. And I would be happy to read the rest of where this story goes, but I don't think I'm the person to give you feedback on this. And
he stands up again and kind of moves over to his desk and paws at a drawer until it slides open, sticks his nose in. You can hear him licking something and comes back up with a business card stuck to his tongue that he then turns and like points in your general direction.
Thank you.
I'll grab it from his tongue.
If you
Put it on
want
your mouth.
feedback on maybe how this conversation should go, if you have it, that's the number of the cleric who runs the counseling center, and she is very good. I would recommend just meeting with her a couple times. Tell her Stitches sent you. She makes a good tea, and she's not very good at the game of chess.
I'll let her know. Thank
Of course.
you, by the way. I really learned a lot more about stuff from you, like storytelling and theater, even though you aren't a director or anything, than I ever did from people who are really there.
Yes, well, that's the nice thing about getting older, isn't it? You get to choose who teaches you those lessons.
Yeah. I
That-
have a phone call to make, so I'm afraid I have to head out. But come back for office hours again.
Of course, yes. Just again, make sure you knock, and next time, if you could bring some fresh and crispies from the convenience store, they come in a little bag. I like the salmon flavor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yep.
I'll head out, and Essie is gonna go to the theater, make sure that Helga and Eclair Papillon and what was his name? Elijah Davis, like anybody isn't there, and just sit in the wings and call her dad.
Oh, shit.
All right. Roll a d6.
That's the answer.
Let's see how it goes. 3.
All right. The phone rings several times, so many that you think that he's not going to pick up, and then there's a click at the end of the line. This is Abner Juniper. How can I help you?
Hi, Dad. It's me. It's Esther.
Oh, hello, Esther.
Oh.
I just wanted to call really quick and ask you just a couple of questions. Do you know a girl about my age named Cammy?
I know a Camilla.
Yeah, Camilla.
Yes, she was your sister's nanny.
Are you? Who are you? Are you talking? Is that
Oh
Kim?
my
Did you
God.
find? Did you find Kimmy? Dad, let me have the.
I'm sorry. Your sister is.
That's okay. I get it.
Is that? Did they find Kimmy? Is Kimmy coming back? Did you find?
I'd love to talk to her if you're busy right now and you need to get something done. I can talk to her and occupy your time for a little bit.
Esther, I don't want to ask that of you. She's quite. She's. And you hear the little girl like excitedly breathing, doing the like little kid like on the other end of the phone, and he goes, "I need you to calm down. This isn't acceptable. You need to be quiet. Dad is on the phone right now."
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm gonna beat his ass.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. Sit down. Children should be seen and not heard.
I hate him.
Sorry, Esther. What was the question?
I just wanted to see if you knew where Cammy went, or Camilla, if she'd contacted you or anything.
No, we haven't heard from Camilla. We had a call from the police department to see if we'd heard anything about her, and we did not.
Who are you talking?
I am talking to Esther.
I'd really
Can
like
I?
to speak
Can I talk to
to her.
Eber? Can I talk to Eber?
Oh.
Fine, you can talk to her, but we will be dropping her off at her piano lesson soon, so make it quick.
I will. Don't worry. I remember how important those are.
You hear like the pat of little feet coming up to the phone, and a little
Eber.
Hi. I forgot her name. And I can't find it in my notes.
I've been trying to find it in my notes.
Wait, I have it. I have it. I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
see.
I think it's like
Carla.
Carla. Okay.
Carla. There we go. Thank you.
Hi, Carla. Hi, Carly.
Hi, Eppy. Hi. I miss you. I lost a tooth.
You lost a tooth?
3 days ago, I lost the tooth.
Oh my gosh. Did the tooth fae come?
No, the tooth fairy hasn't come yet, but I'm still hoping.
Okay.
Dad says the tooth fairy isn't real, and then it's dumb and babyish to believe in it. But that's because
You know,
Dad doesn't know the tooth fairy like I do.
You know, Dad can be really silly sometimes.
Yeah.
And I bet you the tooth fairy is just running a little bit late, but I think that the tooth fairy will definitely come. I'll
Yeah.
make sure next time I visit.
Do you want to know a secret?
Hmm.
You wanna know? I think that the two Fae got confused and thought I was living with my mom and my dad, and so they went to my mom's house. And when I wasn't there, they left my gift there instead of at dad's house because they thought that I would be with mommy because mommy loves me. But instead, I'm with dad, and dad doesn't really even like me.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my god.
Dad and your mom aren't living together anymore?
No, mommy moved out like 6 months ago. She keeps saying I can come live with her soon, but she's having some trouble finding jobs because daddy did something called backmisting her in the industry.
Yeah, I know what Daddy does there.
Yeah, mommy said that daddy did that to your mommy too, and she didn't think that daddy would do that to her because daddy said that he loved her, but it turns out that daddy's really mean to mommies.
You know, Daddy
He's kind of nice to Carly sometimes, but he's very strict.
Daddy can be really mean sometimes, but you know, you always got me, and
I do.
I'll take care of you.
Yes. Abby, when are you coming to visit? I miss you.
I'm gonna
Can you come
to
for my
visit-
birthday?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll take you out for ice cream for your birthday.
You're going to take me hiking?
Yeah. We're
For
gonna
my
go to ice
birthday?
cream, and we can get your favorite flavor. We can get mint chocolate chip.
We
Just
can
like
get me chocolate chip?
Yeah. A
With
pinky promise.
sprinkles? With sprinkles?
Of course, with sprinkles, with rainbow sprinkles.
Rainbow sprinkles. I love you. I love you, Abby.
Hey, Carla.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, okay?
Okay. Is it a secret? I'm really good at secrets.
It is a secret, okay? And normally you should never keep secrets. It should only be surprises.
I know.
But
I know,
this one,
but the pretty lady who lives behind Dad's house in the fountain, she said that sometimes secrets are really important. Like I'm not supposed to tell anyone that she exists, but you
the
can't. You
pretty
won't tell
lady who
anyone,
lives
Abby,
in the
right?
fountain behind
Yeah,
Dad's house.
yeah, behind Dad's
Yeah.
apartment in the fountain, the fountain that comes out of the ground with all the moss and sometimes there's fishes in it, and it's right on the forest, and it's where the pretty lady lives, but sometimes you can't see her because she's made out of water magic.
Does the fountain, when you touch the water, does it make you feel really good, really happy?
Yeah, it tastes good. It tastes like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
It tastes like mint chocolate chip. I thought it might.
Yeah.
Hey, you know your friend, Cammy?
Yeah. I miss her.
Yeah, I miss her too. She was my friend too.
You knew Cammy?
I did.
Cammy, my babysitter? You know her?
Yeah. Well, my friend Fleur was really good friends with her, and she misses her a lot. Do you?
Do you have a friend named Flower?
I do.
That's such a silly name.
Close. I know it is really silly, but it really fits because she's all,
Is she a friend made out of
bouncy and
flowers?
pretty, like
Because I have a friend made out of flowers. They live in the field behind Dad's house.
Does Dad know about that friend?
Dad doesn't believe me about my friends.
Dad doesn't believe a lot of things.
I know,
but
like Dad doesn't believe me about the tooth fay, and the last time I lost the tooth, I just gave it to the tooth fay because the tooth fay came to hang out with the flower lady.
I'm a bit stressed about all the deals that this kid is making with the Fae. I'm a bit concerned about how in debt this kid is to the Fae.
But hey, did Cammy ever talk to the water lady or the flower lady or the tooth fay? Did she ever talk about them or to them?
She didn't talk to them, and she wouldn't let me talk to them. She said that I shouldn't talk to them, and she said that it was bad that they knew my name, and then she said that I shouldn't talk to them, and then they asked about her, and they said to tell her that she was pretty, and I told her that, and she got angry, but not with me because she was never angry. Abby, you wanna know a surprise?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a surprise.
She was the only person who was ever not mad at me. Besides you, you're never mad at me. Because Abby loves Carly. Carly loves Abby. I miss Abby.
Abby does love Carly. And Carly does love Abby.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of love.
Dad is making angry face at me, so I have to hang up phone because we don't have unlimited sending anymore because he got mad at Mom and he transferred all of the accounts to Mommy's name so that she'd have to pay them. And
Really
so,
quick question
yes.
before you go.
Yes.
Did Cammy say anything about where she might be going, or was there anything?
Cammy was going to school. Cammy was going to school to learn how to fight things.
Did she say anything about, anybody who might take her away from school? Anything she was worried about?
No, but she did throw a rock at the flower lady once.
She threw a rock at the flower lady. Okay.
Yeah.
Did the flower lady like that, or no?
The flower lady laughed. The flower lady's nice.
Flower lady laughed. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
She thought was funny. She liked Cammy. Cammy doesn't like her.
Cammy doesn't like her.
It was a little sad because I want all my friends to like each other.
I getcha. It's hard when your friends don't like each other. Well, I wanna thank you, and also I think you are doing such a good job handling all this stuff, and I want you to know, no matter what happens, no matter what anything says, I love you so much. And your mom and our dad, I know that it might not seem good all the time, but they care about you too, and we all just want you to be the best you can be. Just be the best you can.
Okay, Abby. I love you very much too. No matter what happened.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what happened, I love you.
No matter what happened, okay? And I promise I'll visit you for your birthday, and we'll have mint chocolate chip ice cream with rainbow sprinkles.
Okay, come visit soon. I miss you. And Abby, there's secret for you. Surprise for you.
What is it?
I'm lonely. Okay, I have to go. Dad making angry face again.
I'm sorry. Hey, wanna know a secret too?
Yeah.
I'm lonely too.
Oh,
But maybe together we won't be lonely.
okay. Yeah, together we're not lonely.
No, we can be alone together.
I see. Abby, when you come to visit, can I come to school with you for a little while?
I'm sure you'll be able to.
Okay, I love you.
I'll ask my roommate, and we'll see how if we can do something. And when I'm old enough, maybe you'll come and live with me.
Okay, I would like that. Okay, I love you. I love you. Dad's angry.
Okay.
Give me the phone. Stop running.
Dad,
Give me the phone.
Dad, it wasn't her fault. Dad.
Okay, Esther. Minutes are expensive. I'm not made out of money.
Hate him.
I'll send you the money if there's an overage because of it. I miss her.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
Well, if you need anything else, you know where to call, and study hard.
Thanks, Father.
Goodbye, Esther.
Bye.
The phone clicks.
Hate him.
And time to go back and tell everybody what my sister said.
All right. Next up in the rotation is going to be the lovely Doe. Doe, what is Ian doing with this time before midterms?
All right. So I think Ian is going to make good on his earlier statement about going to the eclipse very frequently. I think because Ian is easily distracted, he's probably going to do a lot of solo studying. And so he's going to try and pay Harriet to throw like napkins or twizzle sticks, things like that at him if he's not paying attention.
She does it for free. She just pelts you and stuff.
Ian just like gets so annoyed, but it also like helps him stay super focused. And Ian rewards himself for being focused for a solid hour with a fresh cup of something. And Harriet just surprises him every time, I think.
This brings so much joy to Harriet's life. You are sitting there one day studying and you get a little bit distracted. You like lean down to check your phone or something to check the time, and you feel just like a wet napkin lodge itself in the back of your hair and a kid cackling behind you. And behind the counter, you can see Harriet just like grinning, balling up another wet napkin, like looking at you threateningly.
Ian like holds it by like a corner and he's like, I was just checking the time, Harriet, and why does it have to be wet?
Helps it stick.
Yeah, yeah, it sure does. And Ian like just kind of drops it on the floor and like sits up and kind of like stretches a little bit. And he's like, Harriet, I have another question for you, or another request, I guess.
She's like winding up to throw the ball and kind of like relaxing
break.
for a second.
Break time.
Okay.
I'm a ranger. I think you figured that out by now, based on those stupid books I'm in here reading.
It's the bow. The bow is very obvious.
Oh.
And you bring a dog with you everywhere.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I just want to train Aspen more. I think he can be like a better companion. Not that he's isn't great, and Ian like scratches his head. He's like,
Ian gives you like, he gives you like a big doofy smile, like one of those like dog like.
Stupid sweet boy.
Ian kicks away the wet napkin, hoping that it won't catch Aspen's attention.
As you kick it away, Aspen notices it and tries to eat it.
And Ian's like, no, Aspen, no. And he's like, see, he listens, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like you and Harry have a really great connection with animals, and I thought maybe you could help me train them, or at least help me get into his head and understand him a little bit better.
As you ask this question, the door to the cafe swings open, and Harry, who's just coming in off his smoke break, grins at you and goes, "Are you asking a werewolf how you can talk to your dog the way that a werewolf talks to your dog?"
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm not.
Have you considered just going out, hanging out in like remote locations under a full moon? Works pretty well, honestly. As long as, you don't mind eating your friends and family.
Oh my God.
Harry, I feel like every time I ask you about lycanthropy, it comes out terribly. And I swear I don't mean it like that. I promise. Listen, I respect you.
Ian.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun to make kids sweat.
Yeah, I'm really sweating, and also I have something wet in my hair. Shout out to Harriet.
You offered to pay her to do this, so you can't really. She's got a good work ethic. You gotta hand it to her.
She is very consistent and very good at recognizing the moment I look at something other than the textbook.
And it's okay. Ian, here's the thing. You think that you get nervous. You should have seen Rosalie the first time I caught her putting Irish cream in her tea, in her coffee. We use a non-alcoholic version. I just thought it was funny.
Wait, what did she do?
Oh, well, so Rosie does this little thing that she gets it from her mom. Her mom did this too at her age, where you tease her too much, she gets really flustered and she turns bright red. And I've always thought it's the cutest thing when her mom does it. And she inherited it, and it's pretty funny. It's like looking back at Viv when she was young.
He kind of like tugs on his shirt, and he's like, "Yeah, it is kind of cute when she does it."
Yeah. So, it's kind of fun. You don't really flush; you just get awkward and talk quickly.
I think it's because I grew up with Fleur. You met her, right? Yeah, you met her the other day when we were studying.
I don't think I'd have a choice not to. He like slaps his legs in that dad way, and Aspen seems to think he's calling him over and like trots up to him.
And Ian just puts his like palm over his face, and he's like, "Okay, so maybe not like how to talk to my dog, but gotta have something. Maybe there's like." I don't know, like a certain way to like approach dogs, like to get it like a mindset change. Like, is there obviously I'm a human. I don't know anything about anything. And I don't know. I just want a strong connection.
You look up and you see that Harry has once again scooped Aspen up like a baby and has like a Thin Jim in his mouth, and each of them are eating one half of the Thin Jim.
Oh my God.
Looks at you and goes, "I found smoked meats work well."
Oh, this is going to be hard for my vegetarianism, isn't it?
Well, dogs are obligate carnivores, so. And he like kind of like looks back at Aspen as Aspen like chomps down on this Thin Jim happily, like wagging his tail, and he's like, sometimes you have to reorder your priorities to take care of the people or dogs that you love. And when it comes to training dogs or teenagers, and he looks over at Harriet, who is like stacked a bunch of cups up into a pyramid and is trying to collapse them as quickly as possible. I find that high value tricks require high value treats. And then he goes, Harriet, would you clean the bathroom? And Harriet goes, for $25. And he kind of does like a C gesture.
He was like, man, I really did get a steal with her throwing stuff at me, huh?
Well, I mean, she would be throwing things around the restaurant anyways. He really just directed it.
True.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I guess I'll go bug Giannis or something.
Giannis!
Yeah, he's my
Stater.
Yep, one of my professors.
We added the original array of vegan milks for him.
That checks out.
Yeah, he's have you ever seen him angry? Terrifying, impressive. He worships the moon goddess, and part of the moon goddess's whole thing is that one side of her is tranquil and calm, and the other part, lunacy, right? So he's kind of into this crazy, like, combined worship between the moon goddess and the fallen soldier that really, like, meets itself halfway. Insane guy. Really fun at parties.
I knew about the fallen soldier stuff because he's pretty much always drunk off his ass, but
yeah. We hung out a bit in college. Great time. You should ask Viv about that one.
I'll have to ask her next time I'm at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Or next time
tell
she brings
her,
us breakfast.
In fact, if you want to see a really interesting reaction, tell her that Jean told you that she knew him.
Oh my god.
Ian like scrawls down a note in his like study textbooks, and he's like, I am absolutely gonna do this.
And if you think the blushing thing is cute, I bring Rosie along too, because I'm not sure she's ever heard that story.
Oh hell yeah. Ian's like so pumped, and he's like scribbling it and then tears off a piece of paper and writes it again and shoves it into his jacket pocket. Just so he can find it later.
Harry is just there to start shit, and Ian is dumb enough to go along with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Ian loves a good spice.
Alrighty, is there anything else you want to do at Eclipse?
At Eclipse, no, I don't think so.
All right, so you all sort of spend your time leading up to midterm studying, kind of unraveling a few mysteries, dealing with some intergenerational trauma for at least one of you, and midterms approaches and then passes very quickly. Now, before next session, let's see if you pass midterms very quickly.
Oh shit. Okay.
From each of you, I'm going to need, in the Roll20, sent to DM only, 1 int roll.
Oh.
1 primary modifier roll, which means that for Essie, it would be charisma. Rosie, we're going to do wisdom. Vesper, intelligence. Ian, half-caster life. We're going to need a dex 1 and a wisdom 1 from you. Fleur, strength. You need to then DM me those numbers in your character chats, and we will pick up next week with who passed, who failed their midterms. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Tabletop Tavern Campaign 2, Eylas U. My name again is Jenny. These are my wonderful players, and also Vic. And can't wait to see you next week.
I'm the shithead.
Bye!
Next time on the Tabletop Tavern.
What I say about capable pretty girls, and she like walks up and puts her arm around your mom and goes, you gotta lock them down because they're not on the market very long.
It could have been better. Some constructive criticism would have been to get more answers right.
Yeah, one time in college, I folded her washcloth into a swan, and then she went out with me. So, Ian and Mom. Someone has gone in with red ink and added quotation marks around the word mom. And your roommate's safety was and is a matter of not just national security, but life and death for a great deal of people.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Tabletop Tavern, Eylas U. Can't wait for the next episode? Follow us on Twitch for our live premieres every Monday night. Podcast more your style? Check us out on your preferred podcasting platform. We'd love to help entertain you during your commute, cleaning, or your workout. If you can't get enough of the cast, our other socials are available down below in the description box. See you Monday in class, and until next time, go Griffins. Caw-caw!